I took a ride with you. I saw the sky so blue. I saw your eyes see mine. Left all the world behind. Into the world we go, into the great unknown, into a time right then, and there's no thinking when. You took a chance on me. You saw the friend I'd be. You saw my eyes see yours, right on the sandy shores. Into the world we go, into the great unknown, into a time right then, and there's no thinking when. I took a ride with you. I saw the sky so blue. I saw my eyes see yours, right on the YouTube shores.
Welcome back, everybody, to my channel where I talk a lot about a lot of things and I try to back it up with a lot of action instead of just talking about it. So if you've followed this adventure for any length of time, you notice that I am primarily concerned with the things that are going on in our ecosystems, and that wildlife and nature are the nature of this channel. So those are the things that you might see as obvious on the surface conversations. You may not see or even be able to tune in to some of the things that I'm struggling with personally, because in many cases we separate the personal from the impersonal. And in a lot of cases we view things very impersonally. Like, for an example, if you're following with the wars around the world, or if you're following with the discontent around the world, if you're following any of that, if you're keeping up with it, you're feeling it, but you may not actively be mourning for the people who are killing each other right now in the name of resources. Some of those things are heavy burdens to carry, and I cannot disagree with that. At the same time, I have more localized burdens in my particular life, just like you do. And in my particular life, one of the burdens I have is that my father was separated from me by his own family as they robbed him. This was shortly after he burned down his house in an attempt to get attention. He burned down his house and he was supposedly about to set fire to himself. And at that time, I thought, well, he didn't set fire to himself. He lived. The fire department intervened. The service people who I'd been trying to talk with for all of that time finally would do something to help us to have a different type of outcome. Not only was that not the case, but my dad's father literally separated him away from me and then fed him with all kinds of information that caused him to not know who to trust. So this man was already unstable mentally, and then basically he was separated away from his son, who he has already had difficulties communicating with. Have many of you had difficulties communicating with your parents, deep thinkers? So this is the kind of escalation progression that could occur if you have someone who's going above and beyond when it comes to the chaos that they commit around them. So my father, again, he set fire to the house, but this wasn't just an out of the blue thing. The escalations included him knocking on the house of the neighbor's door at some point, threatening them with a screwdriver. This is something that everyone tried to keep quiet. Everyone in the family tried to keep quiet, possibly because someone in the family is a former mayor of the town where my dad lived. I say lived, not because he's currently deceased. He's still alive, thank God. And there's still an opportunity for him to right the wrongs, even if that's just in the format of a simple apology. Some of the family who separated my father away from me might not have understood what was going on because I haven't been included in the conversation. So some of the truth of this matter, of the things that happened, is only going to come out if somebody sings. If somebody sings about it. What do they call that? A stool pigeon? I'm on a cooler sitting here singing a story about a time when I took a ride with you. And when we saw eye to eye on the sandy shores. Some of you, this may resonate with. Some of you, this may not resonate with. But when it comes down to it, I have a feeling that if it does not resonate with you, it only doesn't resonate with you because you don't have the ability to have compassion for anything new. I don't need compassion from people right now. What I need is action. And that action, it seems like, is so lacking among our people that every time I go walking on a trail, there is even more garbage than the day before. And this is even if I continue to pick up the garbage myself, all on my own free time, basically, without being monetized like on this channel, as I've tried to do to get monetized to help clean up the mess. And so the only things I have left to do are to tell it in a different way. How do I tell this story in a different way? I saw the sky so blue. I saw your eyes see mine. And I left all the world behind because I was so at ease. If you're not at ease, I'll call that dis-ease. Dis, meaning the absence of. If you were to break that word down, dis is the absence of ease, dis-ease. If you're not at ease, you might have anxiety. If you have anxiety, this story itself and the shifting of gears might cause a little bit of anxiety. I can recognize these things. I can recognize the collapse of the family structure. I can recognize the collapse of the matrix around us. I can recognize the collapse of the hierarchy and the adherence to the hierarchy that once existed. And I can recognize that what I'm doing, it's beneficial, not just to myself, but to other people. As this channel continues to grow, and as we continue to sing in favor of peace, and as we continue to dispel the rumors and errant lies about imagery and how it has to do with whether or not we receive any kind of the content that's being shared, then we begin to take over the new way, the way that things should be. Sometimes what's old, and I don't mean in terms of age, I'm talking about in terms of the ways that we have practiced. Sometimes what's old just needs to die. There's not much more that I want to say on this channel. I mostly am addressing this to one segment of people who are going to see this, whether or not they actually click on the link, and I'm okay with that. For everyone else who's watching this, I want you to see that no matter what level of pain you're going through, remember, if you have the ability to do something constructive, you can continue to do something constructive. And as you continue to construct peace and resolutions around you, that will naturally align into the path of whatever it is that you are trying to attract into your life. The law of attraction is simple. You move in the direction of that what you are seeking. If you're seeking peace, move in the direction of peace. It might be that your truth eliminates all of the lies around you. The truth will set you free. It may not set anyone else free. For those people who have not listened to the words that I'm saying, and you continue to watch and make errant comments in the form of texts and even messages here, for those of you who continue to not see the message, who have not participated with me in a full communication because we're still held up on a conversation that's incomplete, don't forget, sometimes all it takes is a simple acknowledgement. Hey, I understand. I know there was a communication difficulty in the past. I want to overcome that obstacle. Let your tongue free. Move your mouth. Say something. As my dad put it to his own sister in the car with me, as he was going through some drug-induced hallucinations, my dad told his sister, use your voice. That's all that anyone has to do, is use their voice, talk, speak. It's the most powerful thing that you can do. For everyone who's remained silent, we know what that's done to our former generations. We know what that's done to our families. We know what that's done to our friendships. And we already said that that's the old way. We can't continue in the old way. It's not sustainable. If you agree, please click on subscribe. Click on the thumbs up. Click on the comments and say something. Share this with your friends and family with good intent that this will get back to where it was supposed to be heard to begin with. But more than that, share it because you heard it and you enjoyed it, and you feel like someone else might enjoy it as well. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace, love, and all that old school stuff.